My name is Daksha and I'm reporting on tonight's top story about the giant otters, who've been declared endangered. They're big, they're loud, and they're also nature's pest control. To talk more about this issue, I'm going to be inviting Shravya and Tvisha, environmentalists and otter ecologists.
Thank you, Daksha. To give some context, the giant otter, native to South America, is facing threats due to habitat destruction and pollution.
How utterly terrible. Tragically, the demand for their fur pelts back in the day is a leading cause of their endangerment. Now, Twisha, let's hear more about their relatives.
Sure. Giant otters belong to the Mustelidae family, and some of their relatives include weasels, stoats, and other species of otters.
Interesting. And where do giant otters typically live?
I'll hand this one off to my colleague, who is an expert ecosystem specialist.
Thank you, Tvisha. Giant river otters live in the Amazon basin, in freshwater rivers and lakes. As you know, the Amazon rainforest is rich in biodiversity, and many organisms coexist with each other.
Can you tell us more about the Amazon rainforest and their ecosystem for our viewers?
Of course, the Amazon rainforest is in a tropical climate zone with two seasons, a wet and a dry season. It is hot and humid, and monthly average temperatures are above 18 degrees Celsius, and it receives around 70 to 100 inches of rain per year.
Okay, so back to the otters. How do they regulate their body temperature? That must be a helpful adaptation living in the rainforest.
I'll take this one. Giant otters are endothermic homeotherms, which means that they can regulate their own body temperature and can also maintain it. This is beneficial in aquatic environments where body temperature regulation can be difficult.
I've also heard that the giant otter is called the river wolf, and they happily feast on fish, crabs, and even lizards.
They are apex predators, and they are mostly secondary/tertiary consumers. They are carnivorous, and yes, they primarily eat fish or small caimans. They coordinate hunting strategies within their social groups.
What adaptations help them thrive in their environment?
Structurally, they have webbed feet and streamlined bodies that help them swim efficiently. Physiologically, their dense fur can help provide insulation, and behaviorally, they show strong social bonds and cooperative hunting.
So how do they reproduce?
Giant otters are monogamous. Their breeding season is during late spring and early summer, with litters of 1 to 5 pups being born at a time in underground dens. Both parents and siblings age in nurturing the young, and they also have an adaptation where they can delay embryo implantation so that they give birth when there's plenty of resources available.
Moving on, how are they involved in the environment? Do they provide any ecosystem services?
Absolutely, they help maintain fish population balance, and they are a good indicator species, which means they indicate healthy freshwater ecosystems, which is vital to humans that depend on these water sources. They're also important to tourism, as tourists may want to spot these creatures.
So they help maintain fish populations and keep the aquatic ecosystems in balance, and they also provide a bundle of joy every time we see one. Okay, that's all I have for now, and it was a pleasure talking with you guys. Now my coworker Miti will follow up on questions about what threats these otters face.
Hello everyone, my name is Miti and today I'm here with environmental scientist Deetya. We're going to be talking about endangered species, specifically giant otters.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Okay Deetya, to start off, what is causing the endangerment of giant otters?
There are multiple threats causing the endangerment of giant otters. A main one is habitat loss, which is caused by humans from deforestation when they build dams and other structures. Other threats include pollution from mining, agriculture, overfishing, and hunting.
Okay Deetya, is there anything that these species can do to counteract these threats?
There's not that much that the species can do to counteract these threats because there's not that much genetic diversity to evolve much. However, with their features like camouflage and heightened awareness of their surroundings, they may be able to help them stay away from predators, which are mainly humans.
Both in situ conservation, like creating protected areas in the Amazon to protect the rainforest and the species living in it, and ex situ efforts, such as breeding programs for otters in zoos, are being implemented to protect the otter species. Otter populations are decreasing because their levels of genetic diversity is low due to small population numbers. They might not be able to evolve fast enough to human threats, and there's already a higher risk of diseases within a population. Otter populations are already small because they were hunted down for hundreds of years for their fur in the fur trade. While the future of the giant otter population is uncertain, there is a high likelihood that the giant otter will be extinct in certain areas and will live in protected areas only, unless something drastically changes. According to the IUCN Red List, their numbers are decreasing and they are isolated, which makes them very vulnerable.
What happens if they go extinct?
It would be a disaster. Their loss would disrupt aquatic ecosystems greatly, leading to the overpopulation of certain fish species and affecting the livelihoods of local communities.
Aw, shucks. Anyways, let's hope that these giant otters make it through. Thank you for coming here, Deetya.
Thank you, Miti. Remember, protecting giant otters means protecting our planet's biodiversity.
And frankly, a world without giant otters is a world less giant. And that's it for Science Night Live. And we'll see you next time from Melcic, second period.